Manchester. Before we go any further, let's hear from Rodri, actually. He's with Des Kelly. Des.
Roger, you've got a result at the Bernabeu. It's no mean feat, especially in the Champions League. And even better, because you went down a goal.
Yeah, very tough always when you come here. I think the lads were incredible. The effort was there. Sometimes it's difficult against this team because they have a lot of quality. I think the first 25, 30 minutes we controlled so good the game, and first chance they have, they score an incredible goal. What we keep in the game, with our philosophy, we didn't keep the face. We keep playing even though it was difficult because they defend in a way that is difficult to get in. And I think the key was shooting from the frontal area. I tried sometimes, and then Kevin found the goal. And then I think the last minutes we struggled a little bit to keep the ball. I think, but in this stadium is normal.
Is it the kind of game where it's mental, a lot of concentration required?
There's a lot of concentration because when you lose the ball, it's very tough to regain it. They have a lot of quality. They also want to play, and they have fast players on front. But the effort of the lads was incredible.
Kevin De Bruyne's goal was fantastic. I mean, that's a big moment in this tie, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a massive player for us always. He's been great, and he helped us in the moment we most needed. We were suffering a bit in the second half because they were keeping the ball, and yeah, with that goal he gave us the confidence to keep pushing. Even though the first half we could have a shot or with Erling, no very clear chances, but good result for us.
Does this give you a platform now for next week?
Yeah, we knew no matter what happened here, it's not going to be end. So we have the second game at home. We'll need the people to support us.
I'm sure they will. Thank you very much.
And you know what? It's 5 years since Manchester City last lost the Champions League game at home. They must feel confident. They're now 21 unbeaten this season. The run is remarkable. Let's have a quick look then at the reason why they remain unbeaten.
Yep.
Special goal.
Yeah, special player, special goal. But I mean, there's a couple of moments in this that I'd like to take you to. If you look here, there's Modric. He's being pressed. Rodri, top player, great defensive midfielder, going to press him. The way he plays this round the corner. But what you do need, you need help in these situations if you're Modric. You're playing here, if you're back to goal, what you do need is you need someone to make that run. It's a fantastic run, 1-2 run, Bernardo Silva, and then that sets it all open. And from this point on, it's all about Vinicius. Again, a lot of wide players might have gone out here and be an option outside there. He stays inside the pitch, that's where he's going to be dangerous. And from this point on, it's just pure magic. Power, precision, clinical.
I wonder why, Rio. I just look at this and see where Bernardo Silva, he's so honest, he chases and chases and chases.
There he is.
I just think, in a moment, he gets to within a couple of yards. I think if he actually gives up, it makes City's mind up for. I think actually Kyle Walker would then go and engage earlier and stop dropping off. But because Bernardo Silva's tracing back, tracking back, and I almost think that they kept backing off, and then got to a distance where actually the strike was on.
Yeah, what backing off does mean is it creates a bigger distance for Bernardo Silva to travel. So if they hold a higher line, a slightly higher line, and be a bit more brave in that, obviously Bernardo Silva, Gundogan potentially can make a challenge, but obviously it's a fantastic finish by Vinicius.
Well, look, Carlo Ancelotti wasn't happy. He doesn't think that goal should have stood. Let's just show you what happened. When he believes the ball went out of play, it was just before the goal was scored. If you have a look at this, you can see the ball's controlled. I mean, it's controlled right on the line. Let's be honest, the angle is absolutely inconclusive, but the Real Madrid manager is certain in his reaction when the ball goes into the back of the net.
I thought it was out.
Yeah, you did. I thought it was in. But yeah,
funny that, Rio. Funny that.
Follow Carlo.
No, listen, there's a case for both, but the play done. There's a lot that's happened since that incident. There's a sloppy pass from Camavinga. Then I don't know how or why they would give Kevin De Bruyne so much space here on the edge of the box, because he's one of the cleanest strikers of football.
But you can see straight away it's Carlo Ancelotti.
The ball is out. The ball is out.
Yeah,
he says.
Yeah, we can see what he says, Jay. But I mean, he didn't have a great angle. He was about 3 or 4 yards off the touchline, so he wasn't even looking down the touchline. The linesman was only about 10 yards away. Granted, he was looking at the back of Bernardo Silva, but I'd be very, very surprised if Ancelotti had a great angle of that and could say categorically it was out.
Yeah. Well, the best angle that we can find is this one. It's totally inconclusive. Can we just promise?
Well, just look where Ancelotti is there. He's got no way of seeing it directly down the line. He can guess from there.
Can we just say, for a strike that pure and that good, we will never talk about whether the ball was out of play ever again?
Yeah, I don't think you will. I think we can look at it on here, on the touch screen. I mean, I think Jolien touched on the point there before. When you look at it and you see the amount of space Kevin De Bruyne got. But look at it, it's a loose pass from Camavinga. Great from Rodri, that's where he's great again. But here, Jack Grealish draws 2 players, Gundogan turns, and I'll just play it on slowly here. You can't give this man, at the top in the side of your screen there, this amount of space at this part of the pitch. Modric has to get out earlier, he has to see that where that's going. And I don't think he looks early enough to go. If he knew that was De Bruyne earlier, I think he goes quicker.
Oh, 100%. Listen, he's tired, there's fatigue to consider that, but this strike is pure and clean. And there was an opportunity for Rodri to strike it earlier, and I was saying, don't pass it a bit wide, get it to Jack, and then all of a sudden it falls to Kevin, and I'm saying, yeah, strike
Look
it.
how clean that is. Nasty.
Do you know what? We were watching them do a finishing practice, weren't we, before the game, and he was knocking them in clean then as well. He hit a free kick right in the top corner. He hits the ball different to most people, doesn't he? He's such a clean striker of the ball, both feet as well. That was just a beauty. It's so easy to hit that high.
Yeah,
and over
I was going to say that. When the ball's being rolled back to you like that, it's so easy to kind of miscue it. It can go up, you can lean back and the ball goes over or it goes wide, or you can even bobble it into the,
into the
floor.
Get over too much, it scuffs.
Because when you try and hit it so hard, that's when the mistakes come back. He's one of those guys who just seems to be able to hit it as hard as he wants and gets the purest contact on it at all times. Fantastic.
Despite the frustration of the Real Madrid boss. Let's hear from him, actually. He's just emerged and he's now with Des.
Carlo, that was a close battle. We all knew it would be. How did you see it tonight?
Good game, interesting game. Difficult for us. All the first half, second half much better. I think we had a good control of the game. Also, in the first part of the game, when they had a lot of control with possession, but we were in good control defensively. And then when we start to play the ball, we create a lot of difficulties.
Yeah, you didn't panic when you didn't panic when they had so much possession. You stay calm.
No, you have to stay calm. You have to keep the position defensively. Don't go crazy to press and stay there with a low block. And then we had the opportunity. We scored the first goal.
Vinicius Jr.'s strike was fantastic. He's in great form at the moment.
Yeah, great striker in a fantastic moment. But the team played well. The team played well. I am satisfied, and with good sensation about the game on Wednesday.
And to pick out pick a couple of individuals, Rudiger, Alaba, kept Haaland very quiet.
No, defensively we were good. But Rudiger against Haaland did really well, and the midfielder covered well the position in front of the defense. We managed well the ball in the second half. We are satisfied. Sometimes the result doesn't give you a credit, but the performance was really good, and we are happy. And as I said, with a strong motivation for the next game.
Just clear up, what did you get the yellow card for?
I don't know why. I told him I was not on the pitch. Why you give me the? I think he could give the yellow card to the player, not to the manager. I don't know.
See you next week. Thanks, Carlo.
Ciao.
He looked a bit downcast at the start of the interview, didn't he? I mean, look, let's just point out that, yes, I'm sure it's disappointing. They had loads of chances, but they more than played their part this evening, and you don't write Real Madrid off in the second leg, do you?
Not at all. No, not at all. I think he'll be disappointed because they went 1-0 ahead at home. They actually then played probably better in the second half, and they go away with only a draw. And they know it's going to be a lot more difficult at the Etihad.
OK, right. We believe Jack Grealish is on his way out to chat to us in just a couple of minutes' time. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Jack. And also we'll get the thoughts of the Manchester City boss, Pep Guardiola, who returned to Spain this evening. And despite the usual protestations and frustrations on the touchline, overall, a great night for his side. We'll hear from him in a couple of minutes. You out on the pitch behind us. In a moment, Jack Grealish is going to come out for a bit of a chat. But first, let's get the post-match thoughts of the boss. Here's Pep Guardiola.
Pep, we knew it was going to be a fiercely contested match. Exactly what happened. What did you make of it?
When we were better, they score. When they were better, we score. Tight game. Bernabeu semi-finals always is difficult, and we got good moments, and sometimes it's difficult with the quality they have with the ball. But 1-1. Final next Wednesday at home with our people.
You showed a lot of grit and a lot of fight after going down a goal behind.
No, we started really well in the second half as well. 5-10 minutes, and after they got the game, we could not take it. They make a lot of passes. They put a lot of players in the left side. They are really good there. And but after we make a fantastic goal from Kevin and we had a good moments, and at the end they have also a few chances, so it was a tight game.
The tight game, it takes total focus, doesn't it, that kind of game? Mental focus as well.
It's so demanding, so they are so good, they have experience, the quality, but the same. So now we travel to Manchester and we're going to see what can do better. So when you play this kind of games, it's like a playoff. So the second, you learn a lot for the first, and hopefully we can learn and defend better and attack better.
Defensively, they were very eager to keep Haaland out of the action, and they did pretty well in that sense.
Yeah, because the pockets, the distance between the central defenders and the fullbacks was occupied for attacking midfielders, so for Modric, or Toni Kroos, or Valverde. So it was a twin central defender close to Erling. It was not easy for him, but he moved well and had his chances.
It's set up perfectly for Manchester next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck.
Let's just pick up on a point he made towards the end there about Erling Haaland and Rudiger playing really well against him this evening and limiting him to not an awful lot.
Militao is normally the first choice centre-back who was out, so Rudiger comes in. And to be fair, if you was going to ask any player to come in European football at the moment, I probably would have said for aggression, application, the way he enjoys that physical element of the game. And I think that's what we've been saying about Erling Haaland in the Premier League. Who's been willing to take him and have a 1v1 battle and be confident? The way Rudiger was today, he was excellent. Alaba as well at times. He made one great block in the second half. So I think you've got to be aggressive with Haaland. I still don't think that nullifies him completely, but I thought today that's the best I've seen the centre-back pairing play him.
But I think you can be aggressive, but you've got to have the strength and the capability to match
and the pace.
Yeah, because we've seen players try to be aggressive, but not being able to match the strength and the pace, where Rudiger obviously tonight found himself isolated. We were watching it when there was the ball nowhere near him. He's pulling his shirt, pushing him around, so I think he was just flustering him around. But yeah, it's a pattern to go forward, but I don't think every centre-half can take that approach.
Fewest touches of any player who started the game, Erling Haaland. So would you start Rudiger in the second leg purely because of the way he played against him tonight?
You would say so, wouldn't you? I mean, he played particularly well, but the next game will be very different. And you'd be mistaken if you think that, I've got his number type of thing. Because as I said before the game, he can score any type of goal, and I'm sure he'll get more service.
Well done. And the Manchester City fans react as you would expect. Here he is, Super Jackie Grealish.
How was that, man? You enjoy that?
Yeah, I loved it, man. We were saying before the game that these are the nights that I think you can have a few nerves, but these are the nights that you play football for. These are the nights that you dream of playing in. Everyone in the world watching the semi-final of the Champions League. At a stadium like this, it's like a dream come true, isn't it? Really.
Did you? We talked about nerves and coming into a game like this, just the magnitude of this game, massive game. Was there a hangover at all from last season, the result and the coming to a stadium like this?
No, I don't think so. I think we have a new team this year, different players, and it's a year ago. I think one thing that I can say, we've learned so much, since last year, and I think now, we have the perfect balance of experience of a few youngsters, like obviously Phil, Erling, youngsters like that who are just world class.
Youngsters.
So. Well,
22 man, isn't it? 22.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, and then we have the experience, and then I think we just have quality. I said in the interview the other week that I swear I've never felt so confident, going onto the pitch and just having these and having the players around me.
Jack, you were playing in today's game. I was just wondering the mental side of things today, playing against a wily old campaigner, and not to get drawn into that, yellow cards, maybe even red cards. How hard is it in this type of atmosphere to keep you cool?
Yeah, it's obviously difficult. Obviously they played. I think they let us have the first pass a few times, and then they had a bit of a high press, especially at the start of the game. So that's what the manager always says. Keep the ball, take 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and then obviously playing against Carvajal. I can't count honestly the amount of people that said to me before the game, make sure you don't. You know what he's going to be like. So listen, it was a good battle. I really enjoyed it out there, and. Yeah, I was tired, man, at the end. I've never had cramp before, but I had it in both my calves at the end.
Especially them calves as well.
I know, yeah.
Did the message change at half-time, Jack? Because we felt you were playing so well as a team, but obviously going in 1-0 down, and then you come out second half. What was the game plan second half?
Do you know what? I think they defended really well. you know, we've obviously, I think we've all seen games recently, you know, where they've conceded like a few goals, you know, and they probably haven't had the best of results. But I think tonight they defended really well. I think most of our chances, you know, and I even said it to myself, I swear, I feel like we're only going to score here from like a shot on the edge of the box. And we had a few in the first half. Gundo, I think, had one. Rodri had a few. And then, you know, when it fell to Kev, you know, I didn't
strike,
know.
by the way.
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable, man. But listen, we see it every single day in training, and you wouldn't choose anyone else, you know, for it to fall to.
Jack, what do you have to do now going into the next game? Do you think you've got to change much tactically, or would it be a similar approach to what you've got to do? And do you feel much more confident taking them back to the Etihad?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think Brentford before the World Cup, I think, was the last time. I could be wrong, but we even drew a game. I think we've won every game since then. Obviously, we lost that one. But I think, you know, even within ourselves, you know, at the Etihad, you know, at the moment, we just feel unstoppable there. So we come here tonight, you know, to try and win. And I swear we didn't come here, you know, to say, oh yeah, let's try and get a draw or whatever. We come here to win. But I think it just shows our character, you know, to go a goal down. It's always difficult, you know, to play at a place like this and to go a goal down. And I think in the end, it probably was, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I think it was a fair result in the end. They had their chances, you know, we had a few as well. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, man, tonight. I loved it.
Well done.
It was a great game to watch.
Cheers.
And I hope that, you know, there were challenges last season. I hope you're now making sure you're savouring nights like this and actually really are enjoying them, because the struggle makes this sort of stuff all the sweeter, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. And, you know, you have texts from, like, I don't know, I had a text just even from my mum before the game, and she was just like, you know, these are the nights that you've dreamed of since you was a kid. And it's true, man. Like, you know, playing in the semi-final of a Champions League, you know, everyone in the world was probably watching. Sometimes you pinch yourself, not to get like nervous or whatever, because I swear I weren't nervous one bit, but just to pinch yourself, just to be like, oh man, this is the life, isn't it? So
it was magic.
Right.
Magic night. I know you enjoyed it. Let's have a look back at what was a special night in the Bernabeu.
Good luck for the second leg. All right, take care.